I'm going to do a blackened halibut. And we're going to keep it very simple. Not too many ingredients here. And the reason why I keep it a little simple, just because the halibut itself already tastes so good, we don't want to do too much to it. So the blackened is actually just going to, just kind of help it taste a little better. So we'll go ahead and start. So I have my halibut portioned out. And the only reason why I portion it out in these sizes is just for time purposes. You can just portion it out a little bigger if you want. But yeah, so it's going to be ingredients are halibut. I've got 1 part salt, 1/4 part pepper. And then for my blackened seasoning, keep it really simple. It's just a garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika. And it's not spicy at all. But if you want to, you don't want to buy all that, and you can buy pre-mixed Cajun seasoning. It works totally fine. But the only reason why I'm not using the Cajun seasoning because it was a little spicy, and not everyone likes spicy. So, and then from here, I've got my blend of canola and olive oil. I've got chicken stock, butter, and I also have rosemary, thyme, and garlic. So and also citrus. We're doing lemon and lime today. So we'll go ahead and start. Get my pan nice and hot. We're using stainless steel pan. With blackened, I'd also recommend if you have a cast iron, use a cast iron. The only reason why I'm not using cast iron right now is just because it's a little windy and a little cooler out here, and it takes forever for it to heat up. But if you're gonna do blackened, I'd recommend using a cast iron skillet. But stainless steel works totally fine too. So let's start. Just gonna season. Like with the previous 2 demonstrations, we always season first. Salt and pepper, nice and high. And the reason why we're seasoning nice and high, because it distributes it evenly over the fish. And we want to heavily season it because again, we're gonna lose some of that seasoning in the pan. And always season both sides, always crucial. Some people may forget. Nice and high. Then for my I'm just gonna add my blackened seasoning now. Some people will take the piece of fish and dip the whole thing in the blackened seasoning. I don't like to do that just because it may overpower the fish. If it were like a different piece of protein, would be fine, but not with fish. You just kind of want to liberally season it, but still not too much to where you're dousing it with it. So,
if you use the Cajun spice that you showed us, would you cut back on the salt? Because sometimes that Cajun spice, like Costco,
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I would check the ingredients, and if it does have it, then most definitely. Go nice and high. You're going a little low because the wind is blowing real hard. Everyone have a nice day?
Yeah.
Awesome. It's about to get better. So, of course, we're going to season both sides. And again, you can see I got my pan going nice and hot. We want our pan nice and hot because we are trying to create that crust that we've been talking about and what I've been showing you guys. Not only to create flavor, but to seal in moisture as well. And then from here, get my pan nice and hot. We're on nice and high. Again, just a pointer. We never want to add oil to a cold pan because it tends to burn really quick. So just make sure your pan's always nice and hot before you add the oil. Add our oil, and immediately it's starting to smoke, and that's what we are looking for. Then we add our thickest piece of fish first, and that's the sound we want to hear. Anytime we're pan searing or even on the grill, we want to make sure we hear that sound. I'm going to turn it down just a little. Seems like it's a little high. And again, I'm not adding everything all at once because I don't want to cool my pan down, because we want to get that nice sear. Already you can smell the smoked paprika. It smells so good. The reason why I move the pan around like that, just so the oil kind of goes evenly over the pan again. Always clean as we go. Okay. Then from here, we're going to add our lemon, thyme, and rosemary, just like yesterday. Put it in whole. And then we have our garlic. We're just going to smash. We're not going to chop. The reason why we're not chopping, because the pan's real hot. Again, we add chopped garlic to that, it's going to burn really fast. So just add this. And then from here, just like yesterday, we're going to add a dab of butter.
A dab.
Yeah.
Half a pound.
Unsalted.
Unsalted butter. Anytime we are cooking, I always recommend using unsalted butter. With baking, our pastry chef, she likes to use salted butter, but we like these unsalted. So, just like the I'm gonna pass this pan around, and we're gonna show you guys an example of the fish. Just like the rockfish, you just want to see it's kind of cooking up, and when it cooks up like right to the middle, that's when we know our fish. This is probably a little over the middle, but when it's like right at the middle, then we flip our fish. As I pass it around, it already smells so good. And that's how fast the garlic and thyme and rosemary will infuse with all of that. The butter also helps as well. More butter, more better.
Bacon.
Butter makes everything better.
Exactly,
Bacon.
exactly.
It's like bacon.
Oh, bacon is love. So, I'm going to pass the pan around again. And this is exactly what we're looking for. A nice blackened halibut. Take this. And I literally just flipped it, but the fish is so small that it's already, how you can tell it's almost done too, like this is a perfect piece. You can actually start to see it start to flake away from each other. When you see that, you want to make sure you take the fish out right away. It smells so good. That's that smoked paprika. You could use it with so many other things as well. It's a good thing to have in the pantry. So immediately, also want to take our rosemary and thyme out with the garlic. And one thing too, oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get our pan nice and hot again. There we go.
On the floor.
Just for time purposes, it's just for time purposes.
Obviously, you're not the guy that cleans the floor, right?
So, get our pan nice and hot. And what we're going to use today to deglaze, we're going to use chicken stock. Any kind of stock works perfectly fine. I like to use chicken stock just because of the flavor. And again, the reason why we're going to deglaze is because, again, some of the seasoning is left. And what happens, it creates like a fond. And all that fond is like stuck. It's like little crusty stuff stuck there. And you want to get the pan nice and hot before we deglaze, because if you put it in there and it's not hot enough, it's not going to deglaze it. So you want to make sure the pan is nice and hot. But I'm just waiting a little bit because I have been taking it off of the flame.
How do you know when it's hot? Is it bubble right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you actually start to see like the white bubbles, yeah. So, again, anytime we're adding any liquid to, they can actually smell it, that's why they're going crazy. Anytime we're adding liquid to anything with hot grease, especially over open flame, please take it off, add, and that's what we want right there. Immediately deglazing, helping take the fond off the bottom of the pan.
That'll be a mess.
So you don't have to scrape it at all.
I mean, you can if you want to, but if you get
Oh, it
the
just
pan,
all comes up?
if you get the pan really nice and hot, it'll come right off. And I'm gonna pass this around again, and I'm gonna show you guys. Immediately, it's already starting to turn into a sauce, and that's what we're looking for. It took all that fond from the bottom, and it's starting to create like a nice light brown sauce. And then from here, we're just gonna reduce this chicken stock in half. While that's reduced.
More butter.
My butter. It's gonna be a brown butter sauce.
What's the calorie down?
It's definitely it's very French.
Don't worry about it.
We haven't waited for the last 3 days, right?
No kidding. I thought, we
Go
meet
fishing.
For an hour,
And the best is yet to come. Tonight's probably our best dinner. And how we know when
Stop
to
it.
and now how we know when to add our butter is actually when you can see it start to bubble up like this. Pretty much we're reducing it. We're just kind of
Thickening it?
thickening it. Add more butter. Just a little bit. reason why I'm keeping the pan moving around like that, I'm helping emulsify it with the liquid. While that's reducing, let's add a little bit of citrus. We're gonna go with the lemon and lime. No zest today.
Why?
It's just because the blackened is enough. I don't want to do too much to the fish.
Okay. Overwhelmed.
Yes. I'm going to keep the sauce very light. We don't want to do it too thick. Again, we don't want to overpower the fish. And just a little bit over the top. That, you guys, is a blackened halibut with the brown butter sauce. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I am going to pass some of this out. Please come up, have a try. Let me know how it is.
I'm sure it's
What do
awesome.
you think with the rest of the sauce?
Bottle it.
You might just have to chuck
Use
it
it for
away.
next time.
They rub the herring in
Sauce
it.
You gotta go through the whole process.
Oh, nah, I gotta make sure I share it with everybody.
You give this to us, print it out.
Not print it out, but if you let Jessica know, she can actually email you guys these recipes.
Oh, okay. So the recipes aren't all on the
Not all,
website?
not all on the website. A lot of the stuff that we eat at dinner, those are the ones gonna be on the
Yeah, I missed
website.
yesterday. You said it was
I want
awesome.
that.
You ever eat that stuff?
Yeah.
I want that.